Welcome all for the happy learning in data structures and algorithm. Today we are continuing with our third module. In third module we are discussing about the second half, which is about stacks. Under that, in the last session we have seen the introduction about the stack. In today's session we will see the implementation of the stack. We know we classify data structures into two categories. One is linear data structure, other one is non-linear data structure, and stack comes under linear data structure. In stack, data are arranged in a sequential order, and either insertion of an element in a stack or deletion of an element in a stack can be performed only at the top of the stack. Since it is done at the top of the stack, we call that as LIFO, last in and first out. And we have already seen there are two fundamental operations, push and pop. Pushing is nothing but inserting an element into a stack, and popping is nothing but to deleting an element into a stack. And here is an example for that. So when I insert an element, I do that at the top of the stack. So when I insert 10, my top of stack will have one node, so I'll be inserting 10 and I'll be incrementing that. So my top of stack comes to the above top of the stack now. So I'll be inserting 45, then I'll be inserting 12, then I'll be inserting 16, and the last inserted element will be at the top of the stack. So when we implement the stack, there are two ways of implementing it. Okay, the two ways are, one is using array, the other one is using pointer implementation. We can implement stack either using array implementation or pointer implementation. We'll see what is array implementation of stack. We all know what is array. They say what is the concept of array and how do we declare the array, how to initialize the array, and how do we use array in data structure. Same concept is used here to implement the stack. Okay, here we place the data, we declare the array size initially, and we place the data in a specific order. That here we are following LIFO, that is last in first out. Okay, and the problem here is we are supposed to initialize the array size. Okay, when I use a stack concept here, I have to initialize the size of a stack initially, so that only then I can carry out my either push operation or pop operation. Suppose I want to create an element, a stack for 10 element, I have to define the size of a stack in prior. Before starting the operations, performing any operation, I have to initially declare an array size. Only then I could continue with my operations in the stack. Okay, and when I declare initially my top of stack, I specify it as -1 when I don't have any element in the stack. Okay, while I implement an stack using array, I first declare my array size followed by the top of stack. Since I have not inserted any element in the stack, I declare top of stack as -1, which specifies that it is an empty stack. When there is no element in a stack, my top of stack will be -1. Okay, when I start inserting an element, my top of stack will be incremented. Okay, so when I declare the size of stack as 10, so initially my TOS will be -1. I don't have element, so when I insert a first element, my TOS will be at the first element. So when I want to insert a second element, I have to increment my top of stack and I have to insert the element what I need to insert. Okay, here is an example. I have to insert, I am declaring a stack size of 9 so that I can insert 9 elements in this stack. So the same array concept we're using. So what, stack of 0 to stack of 8. Since it is starting with 0, my stack size is, indexing starts from 0 to 8. So what I do, what are the elements I'm going to insert? 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 21, 32, 41 and 47 are the elements what I am supposed to insert in a stack. Okay, initially my top of stack will be -1 before inserting any element into the stack. So once I start inserting my element, here the first element is 5. So when I insert the first element 5, my top of stack from -1 it gets incremented to 0. Clear? Then after inserting that, I have to increment my top of stack from 0 to 1. So when it is incremented to 1, I will be inserting my second element. So I will be inserting 10 over there. Then I will be incrementing my top of stack from 1 to 2. So I will be inserting my third element 21. The right side you can see the stack, how it has been ordered. 5 at the bottom. Then I have inserted 10. Then I have inserted 21. Then the third element is 32. I have inserted 32. So from after inserting 32, I have to increment my top of stack from third to fourth indexing. So from the fourth position, I will be inserting 41. After inserting 41, I will be incrementing my pointer to the indexing of 5. So I will be inserting 47 at the fifth position. So where will be my TOS now? My TOS will be at the last inserted element. What is the last inserted element? 47 is the last inserted element. So my top of stack remains at the last inserted element. This is what array implementation of a stack. Next we will see the next other way to implement a stack. The second method to implement a stack is using pointer. We all know what is pointer. Pointer, the other name of pointer is linked list. Now we are going to implement a stack through the linked list concept. So in linked list, what we have? We have a node, and that in that node we have two fields, right? One field for your data and the other field for the address of the other field. You have a link where it is linking to the address of the next element. So what you have initially, your top of stack will be at the element, first element. Then you have a node. You have a link in the node which is representing the next element of your stack. Okay, and the main advantage when you use linked list is that it can shrink or grow as per our application. So what I do when I want to create, there is no need of declaring the array size. As we do in array, we are supposed to declare the size of the array. Here we are not declaring anything. Only during the execution of program, your list will be created. So this is the main advantage you have in the pointer implementation of stack. And you will not have an overflow condition. Already we have discussed what is overflow condition in the last session. What is overflow? When we try to insert an element when the stack is full. So this is applicable only when you implement a stack using array concept. So what happens when I define the array size? For example, if I am defining the array size as 10, I cannot insert my 11th element. Whereas in this pointer implementation, I can insert my 11th element since I am able to create a new node during the execution time. Hence, this is possible. I cannot experience overflow problem here. Exceptional condition of overflow will be experienced when we implement a stack through a pointer concept. So when you use a pointer concept, we have to create a structure. We know that we are supposed to define the structure. So here I am creating a node. I am creating a structure named as node. So I have two fields there. One is for element and the other for a link, which is representing the address of the next element. So element type is it is representing the data type. The element is nothing but the data element. What I am going to do, either I will be doing insertion operation or deletion operation. So that will be under element, and position next, which is linking the address of the next element. Okay, this is an example of an stack implemented using pointer concept. See, we have seen the first above 947. It's a stack which is implemented through array. Okay, the same 947 when we implement through the pointer, how it is implemented has been specified. Okay, so 9 we have two field for the element and for the address. What is the address of 9? Address of 9 is 6040. Yes, so 6040 is the address of the element 9. Okay, so at the head, what will we have at the head? Head will be indicating the address of the next element. So what is the next element? 9 is the first element. So what is the address of that? 6040 is the address of that, so it is represented in the head. So 9 will be holding the address of the next element, which is 4. What is the address of the element 4? 4500 is the address of the second element 4. So that is represented in the link field of the data 9. Then what is 4? What is the next element of 4? 7 is the next address of 4. So the address of 7 will be represented in the link field of the 4. So in the link field, it will be representing the address of 7, which is 7000. And since that is a last node, the address of 7 will be null. This is an example for linked list. See here, we have 99, 50, 32 and 25. So first element is 25 and 25 will be holding the address of 32. Okay, and 32 will be holding the address of 50 and 50 will be holding the address of 99, and your element will be at the top of stack. Okay, so when I insert an element, this is how I insert an element in an using a pointer implementation of a stack. So we have 10, 15, 25. So first I have to create a node, and with that node I will be inserting an element, and that element, inserted element above will be the top of stack, and after inserting the element, top of stack will be incremented to the next node. The next node will be your TOS, and after inserting the second element, it will be incremented. So first 25 will be inserted, my TOS will be at 25. Next it is incremented to second, so I will be inserting 20. After inserting 20, I will be incrementing my TOS to 15. After inserting 15, I will be incrementing my TOS to 10. This is all about stack implementation of stack. So we can implement the stack only by two ways, either array or pointers, where we use linked list to implement the pointer concept. This is all about stack implementation. Thank you all.